Hi, my lovelies. I'm sorry I'm not there today, but Miss Wilson is, and she's going to be a great advocate for us and for our art room. So let's talk about what's going to happen today. Number one, we're going to continue to work on our 1-point perspective desert piece. We're going to be adding in our background and our foreground. So our goal for today is to be able to have a background and a foreground. You're going to need to make sure that you have all your tools. The first tool you need to make sure is you have a decent pencil. Also, you're going to need to make sure you have an eraser, either the white tip eraser or the white erasers that are in the bucket, because we're going to be doing a lot of erasing today, and that's okay. Not going to have the rulers today since we're not going to be adding any lines in. So don't even ask Miss Wilson for a Westcott ruler. We're not going to have any rulers out today. We're not going to have any colored pencils or any of that because we're not going to color anything in. Our first step is our background, which is our figuring out what kind of mountain range we're going to have and putting in our mountain range. The second thing we're going to do is take in and put in take those guidelines and turn them into a road. I'm going to show you the next stage, which is putting in some of the cactus. We may or may not have time for that. We'll have to see. We're going to pause this while Miss Wilson gets everybody's papers handed out to them. You make sure you have your pencils and your erasers. Now, please show Miss Wilson your absolute Country Heights best quality work and behavior, and I can't wait to read the notes about that. I'm going to pause this. When you come back, we're going to be looking at our background. We're going to look at some of the pieces that we can use as a guide. Then we're going to put in our background, and then we're going to put in our foreground, which is our road. So here we go. The first thing we have to remember is what is the line of horizon. In our piece, the line of horizon is just the same as it is in this piece. It goes straight against between the ground and where the background, the mountains begin. So here we're looking, this person has made a simple, sorry about that. This person has made a single mountain. It is one single large land mass. They have added in a waterfall, and they've made it so that their light source is to the left side of the page. They didn't add any shadowing in, which we will do, but if they were to add, well, I guess they added a little bit of shadowing, but it's kind of hard to see. But when we add shadowing in, we're going to have it a little bit more dramatic than they did. Excuse me. So here we have 4 different styles of mountain ranges. The 5th mountain range, of course, was that first one we saw, which was a single. Then up here in the top left, we have a couple boulder style. They're large, rounded boulders that do not completely go across the entire sky, and that's okay. Then we have a mountain range to the top right that is all the same color, and it kind of overlaps each other. On the bottom left, we have more boulder style, but we've changed up our colors. And to the bottom right, we have more of a traditional peak, where rather than a boulder style, it's more of a peak style mountain range. The final and 6th style is kind of a combination of both. It's peak style with a couple boulders, and it has a varied color. We have a darker one in the back, lighter ones in the front, and again we have a single light source, which is the sun in the background, which looks like it's probably a sunset. All right, we're going to take a look at our actual paper. Everyone should have their paper ready. Okay, on here, the most important thing we need to do first is find that line of horizon. The line of horizon is that first line that we drew. We have all of our vanishing point and all of our guidelines going back to that line of horizon. We don't need our extra little marks on here anymore. And of course, you don't have the numbers on yours. But just to give you an idea, I'm still going to be calling them by these numbers, these lines, just to help it make it a little bit easier, but I don't want them so dark. All right, the first thing we need to do is figure out, do I want the mountain style, the peak style? You decide. But your mountains have to end on this line of horizon. They can't go below that, because if they go below it, they're going kind of in front of it changes where your line of horizon, and if they're floating out here, Well, we don't want them to float. I will tell you, one of the biggest mistakes people have is when they start to put their mountain ranges in, they stop at this top line. Well, it means the mountain is floating. We don't want a floating mountain. We have to cross over that line down to that solid straight line that goes across, that is our line of horizon. You decide what kind of mountain ranges you want, and they don't have to be full ranges. Like mine is going off the page. I'm having this one behind this one, which is behind this one. I think I want to change this style of mountain just a little bit. I think he's a little bit too bumpy. I like the top of this, but I want to change it up just a little. I think I want him to come in, go down like he did, have a little bit, and there we go. Not quite as bumpy as the last one. So we're going to pause while everyone puts in their mountain range. Remember, you have choices on what kind of mountain range you want to put in, but you have to have your mountain range end on your line of horizon. Remember, this is our line of horizon. You do not write down line of horizon on yours. I'm writing it on mine so that we're all talking the same language. But everyone is going to put their mountain ranges in. We're going to pause while you get a chance to work on that. I've put 4 of our choices up for you to look at while you're figuring out the type of mountain range that you want to have. And we'll pause right here. The next thing we want to think about is our light source. Traditionally, our light source is going to be on the left side of our page because our vanishing point is also on the left side of our page. So we're kind of looking as the sun is going that way. So let's take a look at our paper. We could make it so that the light source is over here, and if we do that, then we're going to create shadows on this side. But for simplicity and ease, if we have our light source coming over here on this side, casting shadows this way, it does make it a lot easier to have those shadows elongated, following the same as the lines of our vanishing point. So I'm going to have our light source kind of coming over here. I'm going to make our color kind of somewhere in here is where I would like to have my sun shaded. And I'm probably going to make mine an evening. Maybe a morning. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe this is more of a morning. I haven't decided yet. But my light source will be coming here so that my shadows will be going this way. Please make a decision. An easy thing to do is put just kind of a circle or an arch wherever you want to have your light source. I'll pause while we do that. All right, everybody. Great job. We're coming back. Our next thing we're going to do is talk about this line that's farthest to the left and the next one. That was on the 30 and the 10 on our ruler in the centimeters. These lines right here are becoming our road. So I don't want my road personally to be perfectly straight. I think what I'm going to do is give it just a little bit of a curve. And I'm going to kind of try and match this curve as well over here. It's going to be kind of a rusticy road. But then I need to go back in and erase the guidelines because you wouldn't see those. So again, this is why we wanted to make sure that we had this sketched versus drawn. So it's nice and light. And I'll go up here and erase my guidelines. Once I've erased my guidelines, I'm going to go back in and kind of formalize this, just a little bit more of a drawing than a sketch, and help that road stick out just a bit more. It's beginning to take shape. Our landscape is beginning to really take shape. I'm going to pause it while everyone takes care of their road. The next thing we have to realize is that we have 2 lines, the lower line and the upper line. These are the bottom of our cactus, but all cactus will stop at this line here, that one we skipped through. They'll all stop here, but they'll either end here or here. So if the cactus is closer, and maybe we have a cactus right here that's nice and big, and I want it to be in the front, so I'm going to stop this at the front line. If I do that, the very first thing I have to do is erase the line of horizon that goes through it here, and erase the back line that goes through it here. Now my cactus, I have a front cactus. Now I want to put a cactus behind it. So the top of my cactus is still going to stop up here. But the bottom of the cactus is going to stop here. And if I have a cactus that goes behind this one, I can't see that, so I don't even have to finish it. Now again, if it's inside my cactus, I have to erase the line. Any lines inside my cactus, I have to erase. Now I have a cactus behind another cactus. You are welcome to put in a few more cactus that are at least 3 that touch the front line and at least 2 that touch the back line, but they all have to touch the top line. So if I do a cactus way over here, and he's little because he's way far away, I have to erase the lines that are on the inside. And maybe I'm going to have another one right next to it that goes to the bottom line, so he will actually be in front of this one. And I'll erase this, my lines on the inside. So this cactus is actually closer to the road than this cactus. It's closer in distance because it's touching the bottom line. This one's touching the middle line. They all touch the top line. I'm going to pause it while you put in a couple of cactus. Okay, my lovelies, you've had a great start. We have a lot more to do, and it's okay. Don't forget, whenever you're drawing, still draw lightly, so if you change your mind, you can erase. I'll see you next time.